Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. My name is Heather, and on this channel we like to walk a very fine line between a shopping addicted makeup monster and a responsible adult with a makeup hobby. Now, I really enjoy eyeshadow singles, duochromes, multi-chromes, blush, highlight, bronzer, lip gloss, basically everything except pressed glitter, and today we are going to be going over my mid-year favorites and fails. The caveat though, I did not pick any eyeshadow palettes. I forced myself away from eyeshadow because otherwise this would be an hour-long discussion about eyeshadow and I would never talk about anything else. So I wanted to talk to you about my favorites and fails from things that are outside of the eyeshadow realm. If that sounds like something you're interested in, stick with me. We're getting into it right now. Alright, and so I picked out, I believe, like 10, maybe plus or minus one products to talk about in terms of favorites that I have really been enjoying, that I picked up this year and I've been really liking. And then I have about 7 or so fails. I was going to try to do 10 and 10, but honestly I just didn't have 10 things that I really hated, which I think is great because honestly I'm spending my own money on these products, so it's better for me to not have bought 10 things I didn't like. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about the favorites first and then talk about the fails. I think so. Alright, so first couple of things that I want to talk about, let's talk about 2 skincare things and then we'll keep it pushing. Number 1 is The Ordinary's Retinol. Every time I use this, which I use it like 2 to 3 times a week, I feel like my skin is brand new the next day. I feel like I have like baby fresh skin. This is only the 0.5 retinol and squalene, so I think there's one step up above this that I could move to, which I probably will. I'm about to here, like about to where the line is actually on the bottle. I'm about to there on the bottle, and I think once I use this one up completely, I'll move up to the next step. But I really have been liking this, and for like $6 or $7, I mean, you just can't beat it. Like, this is a great skincare product. The next thing to talk about is a cleanser. Now, this year I started trying to do a 2-step cleanse on a regular basis. So I've been using a balm type cleanser and then going into more of like a gel liquid cleanser to do my 2 steps. Occasionally I get lazy and I just use a makeup eraser, but that's only when I just have eye makeup on. If I have a full face of makeup, it's a cleansing balm and a like face wash for sure. And the cleansing balms I've been enjoying the most recently are the Banilla Clean It Zero Balms. This is the new one that they have, which has the triple peel acid balm pore clarifying cleanser. Oh my goodness, that's a mouthful. I've also tried the e.l.f. like cleansing hydration balm makeup remover. That's pretty nice as well, and it's only $10. This one I think is $26, but the original is like $19 or $21. So the original pink color is a little bit cheaper. It doesn't have all of the like acids and things in it, which is fine. This one works pretty well. It occasionally will sting my eyes. The other pink one does not. So I've really been enjoying these though, and I'm definitely going to be repurchasing when I run out. This one I just picked up, I would say about a month or so ago, and I have made like a pretty good dent in it, but I'm nowhere near finishing it. So I've got plenty of time before I pick out my next color of this, because I would like to try them all eventually. So there's that. Okay, I think we can get into like some complexion stuff. So I'll talk about one primer, and again, The Ordinary like killed it this year. This is my first year trying stuff from The Ordinary, but I noticed Neon MUA did a video on the high spreadability fluid primer and their serum foundation, and when he did that video, I swear to God, he put a filter on his face. Like, it just looked so perfect on his skin. I was like, I need to try it. I went back, I like rewound and rewatched that video several times, and I was like, yep, I need to try it. When I tried this combination, I actually really like this particular combination. I think it's really flattering on my skin. It stays nice throughout the day. It doesn't break up on me at all. So I really enjoy this one. I have the shade 1.2P Light, which I think is like a light with pink undertones. So if you are anywhere near close to my ghostly shade, that would be the shade to try. The other foundation I've really been liking is the Pure 4-in-1 Love Your Selfie. This was recommended by Rob Beauty Christie like a bajillion times. And I have the shade LP4. Again, I think it's like light with pink undertones. And I picked this up because Ulta was having a sale where this was 50% off. I think the original price for this is like $36 and it was down to $18, and it had free shipping because it was one of those like one day only sales that they do. And I am really happy with my purchase. Like, I think this was a great thing for me to pick up. I would even consider repurchasing this at full price, even though it's a ridiculous price, because I think it looks that nice. So this was a huge win for me. I'm really happy with this product. The other product that I found this year that I really like is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. I have this in 2 shades. I have Fair Rose and I believe Fair Beige or Light Beige. Something with beige in it. The other one is a lot lighter than my skin tone. This is probably just like a step above my skin tone. I think it spreads on really nicely. It doesn't cake or crease on me underneath my eyes. It blends nicely. It mixes well with the foundations, and I've tried it with probably 5 or 6 different foundations now, and I've not had any problems with it not mixing with those foundations. It sits nice over all of the primers that I use, so I've been so happy with this. I think it's got a lot of like brightening. The original like matte version of this, no, yikes. Throw that in the trash. But the hydrating one, I like a lot. Okay, so the next thing to talk about, I do have 2 products that are eye adjacent, but they are not eyeshadow palettes. So one would be the NYX Pigment Primer. This comes in kind of like an iridescent squeezy tube, and I really like how nicely this allows me to spread highly pigmented products on my lids. So it comes kind of like the Milani squeezy tube, where it's got kind of like a sheer base to it. It doesn't provide a lot of color over your lids, so if you have very veiny lids or discoloration, it's not really going to cover that at all. But when you spread it out, it has kind of that like silicone texture to it almost, and then when you tap different eyeshadows over top of it, it just spreads out so nicely. The colors look nice and even. They're very vibrant. They stay all day. They don't crease. I love this. I love this as much as I love the Milani one. I've been trying some other eye primers out, and I don't think I have my 100% opinions on them yet, but I've really been enjoying that one. When I use it up, I think I'll probably get another one. The other thing to talk about is the Lethal Cosmetics gel liners. These are amazing. I got these because Teresa is Dead, of course, was talking them up nonstop. And I've got the shades Bit Crush, which is a hot pink, Analog, which is like a soft robin's egg blue, Stereo, which is a bright yellow, and Equalize, which is a green. Pretty much I wanted to get the kind of the 3 primary colors so that I could kind of like mix whatever else I needed to. I think eventually I'd also like to get the white and the black, because these stay in my waterline so much better than any other liners. Like the NYX liners, they're really nice. The Urban Decay liners are really nice, but I feel like by the end of the day they're out of my waterline. These I have to physically wash out of my waterline at the end of the day, and sometimes they're still there the next day. So I really like these. You can also use them as eye bases, and you can use them as like graphic liners. You can do a lot of different things with these, and I really like that. I have not had any of these dry up on me yet. I think I've had them probably about 8 months at this point, and they have not dried out on me. They're still great, easy to work with. So I don't know how long they truly last. I'm sure they have like a they report a 6-month shelf life on the back, but I've had them more than 6 months at this point, and I'm completely happy with my purchase. So gel liners for the win. Now the next thing to talk about is some highlighters. So I finally broke down during the Sephora VIP sale and purchased the Aether Beauty highlighters. I picked up 2 shades. I have the Pink Diamond Dust and the Pure Diamond Dust. So Pink Diamond Dust is kind of an iridescent pink peachy gold type shade. It's kind of like a duochrome type shade. And then the Pure Diamond Dust is more of like almost like a pink to silver, but it's a very high reflect on it. I mean, it's just like, and the finish of this is super like metallic. It's super vibrant, but it doesn't really have too much of a cast. I mean, you can just barely see it there. If you shear it out though, you don't see a cast. And I feel like it picks up a lot of light. It almost just gives that like wet, soft appearance to the cheeks. I have really been liking these highlighters. The original price for these though is like, I think almost $40 each. They're just a bonkers price. And I got these, Sephora had them on sale during a VIP sale, so I had the sale price plus 20% off, which made them like $20 a piece, and I figured that was going to be the best price I ever found these for, so I went ahead and picked up both shades because I didn't want to miss out on that sale price. The other really awesome face product that I tried this year is the Milani Rose D'Oro Baked Blush. This blush gives you the best, almost sunburnt looking like flush to your skin. I can't describe it any other way, but when I put this on, it gives a little bit of luminosity. It gives this almost like sunburnt appearance to the skin, and you just have this like nice warm toned flush. I love how this looks on my skin tone. I can't speak to other skin tones, of course, because I'm just me, but I think this is a really, really pretty color. I know they've made a lot of different shades, and they made some deeper shades when they released their like fruit collection this past summer. So if you're of a deeper skin tone, they have this like really deep cherry red that might be appealing to you. You can check that out. I really like this shade going into summer and fall. I think I'm going to get a lot of use out of it. Yeah, so I'm already 11, but I'm going to give you a 12 because I just had so many things that I was like, I love it. And the last one that I'm going to talk about, the second to last one that I'm going to talk about, these are the Maybelline Lifter Glosses. I have way too many to be considered socially acceptable. I picked up pretty much all the shades that were available at Ulta, and then I picked up one of the shades that was a CVS exclusive. I love these glosses. They're very similar to the Fenty glosses. They're very smooth. I love the giant doe foot applicator that you can see here. It has like one of the really big, called like buckfoot applicators. You get a lot of product in there. Oh my gosh, I love these. They don't get sticky, they don't get gloopy, they don't get those little strings that you can see forming on my lips right now because I'm using other products that don't mesh well together, but I have 10 of these and I'm so happy with my purchase. If you guys would be interested in a lifter gloss swatch video, let me know. That's something I could film in the future if you want. Oh gosh. And then the last thing that I'll talk about as something that I tried in 2021 that I've really been a fan of is the NYX High Glass Finishing Powder. This is something I picked up because Angelica Neefus was talking about it so much, and I actually really like it. I'm not a big setting powder person. I don't typically wear setting powder, but on the occasion that I kind of overdo it with my blush, my bronzer, things like that, I can just go over it with this and it kind of just settles everything down, blends it really nicely, makes it look very flawless and finished. It gives just a subtle luminosity, but without being like shiny or reflective. So I've really been enjoying this powder. I don't know if they're discontinuing it or if they're just reformulating, repackaging. I don't know, because packaging is kind of like meh, but I hope they don't get rid of it because I really like this powder. Okay, so that was all of my faves so far, non-eyeshadow palettes. Let's talk about a couple of fails. So there's two that I don't have in front of me and I'll have to like put pictures up. The first is this Revlon brow crayon. I tried this because I was driving to work, realized I had not done my brows. I had to stop at the store and grab a brow pencil quick. It was the only one they had in my shade, the only brand they had in my shade. And this pencil is atrocious. It's so emollient. It slips and slides all over your brows, so you can like get it like all over the place. If you touch your brow, it's going to go all over the place. It's got a very large kind of rounded applicator tip, so it's not precise at all. It looks very blocky, it looks very unnatural. So that's one for sure that that's a no-go for me. And the second one, and this is less of like a fail, but just like not something I really cared for this year, and that was the Estee Lauder Rollerball fragrance that I got from my Tribe Beauty box, Modern Muse. It has patchouli in it. That's what I don't like. I'm not a fan of fragrances that contain patchouli. So for me, I smelled it. It smells okay, but I feel like I have so many fragrances that I really love that I don't want to stick to something that's just okay. Oh, I forgot one more favorite. Oh, editing Heather, you're gonna hate me. So the last favorite that I wanted to include is actually the Kilian Love Don't Be Shy fragrance. I have the very small bottle because my lord, this is expensive, but it smells really good. This is the one that Rihanna wears, and this is what the bottle looks like. I've only used a little bit because I only wear this when I'm doing like special occasion things with my husband, like date nights and stuff. But it smells so good. It has kind of that like Dimetappy smell. Like I definitely get where people are saying that, but it also smells kind of like marshmallows and citrus. So I really like it. After it sits on my skin for a while, I think it smells really, really good. So that would be my actual last favorite. The rest of my fails. Let's start here. Copacetic Cosmetics. I got one of their subscription boxes, and it came with a lip gloss. You could pick either a liquid lipstick or a lip gloss. I chose the lip gloss, and this is in the shade Influence. It's kind of like a purple duochrome type lip gloss shade. The purple color is very, very sheer on it, which is, it's fine. It's neither here nor there. But the actual gloss itself is very sticky, and I feel like I get those little strings across my lips very quickly, and I just didn't love the texture of this gloss, so for me it was kind of a fail this year. I also, from a Try Beauty box, tried the Gerard Cosmetics Clean Canvas Base, and I actually had to request the fair shade because I had asked for the fair shade to begin with, and they sent me the deep shade, so I had to ask them to correct their mistake, which they did, no problem. But whenever I use this base, I feel like my eyeshadow creases so much. I don't know if I'm using too much or too little or what, but I've tried it probably 20-30 times, and I just cannot get this thing to work for me. It's making me crazy. So for me, this was a complete fail. I love my other eye bases so much more than this one. I also picked up the Soul Body Pink Champagne Highlighter. This is supposed to be like a face and body highlighter. As you can see, it looks gorgeous, but it's like barely used. And that is because it's super, super glittery. Like, it's so glittery. And I think like, this is like my ideal shade for like an eyeshadow. Like, this eyeshadow, I have purchased this pink with a gold flip type eyeshadow 9 times over in my singles collection before I realized and started like getting control of myself. But pretty much every brand I found that had one of these, I would pick it up because I was so obsessed. And now I bought a highlighter like this. The trouble is, I think this highlighter is just a bit too much for my skin tone. I'll have to try to play with it maybe when I'm at the beach and I can get away with stuff a little bit more, but I think it just looks very, very glittery, and I'm not somebody to wear like body highlight really. If I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna do like a liquid shimmer kind of thing and be done with it. So I have to keep playing around with this, but this was not cheap, and so I'm kind of like frustrated with myself for ordering it. The next thing to talk about is the MAC Magic Extensions Mascara. I received this gratis from Influencer and MAC for a review, and I hated this mascara. I ranked it 1 star. I was not a fan. This mascara, it does not look good with 1 or 2 coats. You really need 3 coats to get it to like its full texture and length and everything, and by the time you do that, you get those really clumpy kind of spider lashes, which that's a look. But then once you try to go take this off, oh my god. I did a balm cleanser, right, the one I just showed you. I did a gel cleanser. I used a makeup eraser. I took a shower the next day, and I still had mascara coming all the way down onto my cheek. Like, it was just, if I can find the picture, I'll insert it. It just looked ridiculous how much freaking mascara stayed on my lashes, and it did not look nice. Like, I could not use this 2 days in a row. It was infuriating. So this, for me, big old fail. So the next 2 things actually come from the same brand. So sorry. But that is the Trixie Cosmetics Chill Pill Lip Gloss and their Back to the Fuchsia face palette. So lip gloss, I think the texture, the formula, the scent for this lip gloss is really, really nice, but I just got it into my brain that I was going to be adventurous, and I was going to try the adventurous shade instead of getting like a normal shade like I already own, because I didn't want to buy a shade of lip gloss that I already owned 1,000 times. So I can sort of see where I was going with that, but then the shade that I ended up with, this makes me look sick. It's like a very cool toned pinky purple lip gloss. I think it would look better on maybe a different skin tone than mine, but on me, it looks really weird. If you guys have any idea of how to kind of get this lip gloss to work so that the color doesn't look quite so ridiculous, definitely let me know. But that's what the color looks like. And on me, it's just a little bit too cool toned, and I start to look a little hypoxic, so that did not work for me. And then the Back to the Fuchsia palette, that's what this bad boy looks like. And here's the inside. I do like the blushes. I think the blushes look nice, but the highlighter is just so deep. By the time you go to put it on your skin, it just has this kind of like gray silver cast. So I think it would work well as an eyeshadow. Wow, that didn't even barely pick up anything. Let's try this again. So I think this would work really well as an eyeshadow, but as a highlighter you can see that like super strong kind of like violet gray cast. It just doesn't work on my skin tone. It's too cool toned. It looks too odd. So that was just kind of a fail for me. Alright you guys, and with that being said, I think that is all of my mid-year favorites and fails, non-eyeshadow edition. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. If you would like to see an eyeshadow version of this video, definitely let me know because I could totally film that for you guys. I want to thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe before you leave, and I'll catch you in my next video. Bye!